Reality slips far away, fiction comes alive, we start to play. Hope is no more behind the closed door as we drift away from where we were before. Hope and hopelessness become one, it's all meaningless, we've already begun. Yup, we are all one and the same, never opposites, we play the same game. So I listen to the world and right from wrong, stay focused so I can stay strong. If you ever wonder why I'm trapped inside, it's probably just because I told a pack of lies. Maybe a dream, maybe it was pride, maybe for myself I often wonder why. Until our very last breath, we're running after life, trying to beat death.
Walking in line between hope and despair, running from the truth, but it's already here. Told so many lies, I don't know if they can find me. Only one life to live, so choose wisely. Heads or tails, they even know beside your horn. Doesn't really matter if it's on the same point. If you wanna achieve, you gotta believe the time right now. There's the door, here's the key.
Chase the pain, don't let it fade away. There's a ray of hope beyond despair. Move on, look on the truth in this world.
Only one life to live, so choose wisely.
Let the world come, you should find a solution. Beat the twisted evil face. Just do it, go for it.
First, I'd better check the Monokuma file. The victims are Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before.
That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway.
Maybe.
There's something else bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while.
Are you talking about Kyoko?
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice?
An accomplice?
An accomplice?
What are you doing here?
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question.
What question?
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial.
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear. If there is an accomplice, do they also become the Blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So, are you saying no one worked together this time either?
Sorry, can't answer that. It will obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you assist in a murder, only one Blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
Then we only need to figure out who that one Blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal.
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is the one true Blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action.
The true Blackened? So just one person?
Now, it's down to the final battle between all of you and the Blackened. Good luck to all the contestants.
So there can only be one Blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Then I can't see any way Kyoko would be connected to this case after all.
You may be right.
If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to pursue further information.
You know, don't you think we should consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack.
I'm offended!
Yeah!
You. When did you?
I've been looking all over for you, Master! When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found! Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl!
Milk sack?
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know!
She's right about that. When we heard Ifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Ifumi's body.
Besides, I calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like! They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing!
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina?
Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
Then that's that. Let's begin.
This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it should be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Taka. He'll never move again. According to the Monokuma file, Taka died from a blow to the head. We found Justice Hammer 4 near his body in the equipment room. Is that what was used to kill him? And there's a tarp laid out under his body. Did the killer use this to move Taka's body? That way, there wouldn't be any blood left behind while the body was moved. Hifumi's big, cold body is laying on the floor. His really big body. I mean, how on earth was the killer able to move someone so big? From the nurse's office where he was discovered to here, the repository. All the way from the first floor to the third, and all without anyone noticing it. How the hell? It's no good. I just don't get it. I can think about it later. For now, I have to finish investigating Hifumi himself. If I remember correctly, Hifumi's fatal injury was also a blow to the head. Probably from Justice Hammer 3, which was laying on the floor in the nurse's office. Wait, something's off about his body. Why am I getting this feeling? Something's different. Something about Hifumi's body in the nurse's office versus his body right now. That's it. His glasses. When his body was in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But now, they're completely clean. Does that mean someone wiped his glasses off? But who would do that? And why? There are hammers of all different sizes hanging on the wall, although some are more like mallets. Mallets? Could the Justice Hammers have been designed? Using these as a model? Either way, all the hammers here have obviously seen a lot of use. They're all covered in debris and chalky stone powder. Wait! For some reason, this one hammer isn't dirty at all. And it's wet. Did someone wash it recently? It's a dolly. It doesn't have a handle. I saw this in the art room before. I guess it's used to move statues around. It's kinda awkward, but if you bend down, it's not too hard to use. Huh? But wait. Wasn't this in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? And look at the wheel. There's a blood stain on it. So there's blood on the wheel of the dolly that was moved from the equipment room to the repository? What's the explanation for that?
There are many aspects to this incident this time. Too many, to be honest. Considering it may be good to look back on everything that's happened. Would you like my help?
Yeah, let's look back on things.
This morning, only 4 of us met in the dining hall. Hina, Kyoko, you, and myself. We waited for the others, but no one showed up. So we decided to look for them. It was around 8 o'clock when we began our search.
And soon after we split up, Kyoko disappeared.
After that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room on the 3rd floor, then quickly came and got you and me.
According to Celeste, she was attacked by a suspicious individual and lay unconscious for about an hour. In other words, she was attacked an hour before we found her. Meaning just after 7 o'clock.
Based on the picture Celeste took, we discovered her attacker was dressed in a strange costume. It was Robo Justice. It also became clear that this Robo Justice had dragged Hifumi away. After meeting with Toko and Byakuya, we began searching for the costume assailant. We found an injured Hifumi in a library on the 2nd floor. We took him down to the nurse's office on the 1st floor, then resumed our search. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
What's wrong?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
Based on Celeste's claims, we went back up to the 2nd floor, where we split up and began searching. Then, right after that,
Celeste screamed. This time she had apparently seen the suspect on the 3rd floor. Hearing her screams, we quickly made our way to the 3rd floor.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him! The strange costumed man! He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Huh?
What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi! He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. At that point, we decided to split up into two groups. Celestina and I went back to the nurse's office. Meanwhile, you, Byakuya, and Toko pursued the suspect up to the 3rd floor. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi's corpse. Which is also when we heard the body discovery announcement play. I left Celeste and Hina alone and headed back to the 3rd floor to tell the others what had happened.
But at the same time, we had discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. Which means Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered around the same time. Because I remember hearing the body discovery announcement play right after finding Taka.
And that's when I showed up and told you and Byakuya that Hifumi had been killed, right? Then you, me, and Byakuya all headed back to the nurse's office, leaving behind Toko, who had fainted. But as soon as we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who had just arrived to tell us something very unusual.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We hurried back to the nurse's office to discover that his corpse was, in fact, gone.
Then, we remembered we abandoned the unconscious Toko and rushed back to the equipment room.
This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all this or something?
This time, Taka's body had disappeared. So from there, we began our search for both of the missing bodies. And after some time,
Celeste told us she found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository.
And there, we rediscovered the two bodies that had apparently vanished. And that brings us up to now.
Looking back, things have certainly been very active. If you want to look back at the case again, just let me know. I'm fine anytime.
Hey, Makoto? I've been thinking about something. It's about the repository.
Huh? What is it?
After Hifumi and Taka's bodies disappeared, we split up to look around, right? I was really scared, so me and Sakura stuck together. And we came right to the repository to, look around. But when we got here, the repository was locked. We couldn't get inside.
It was locked?
And we came here as soon as the search started. So there's no way someone could have beat us here. So if that's true, then who locked it? And why is it unlocked now?
I wondered the same thing. The door was locked when the search for the bodies began, but now it's wide open. There might be some secret lurking in there, but I'll probably have to leave this area to figure it out.
Did you like the video? Wanna watch more? Ooh, how about this video? Or maybe this one? So many choices. Almost as many choices as there are choices of donuts. Donuts.